Well, hello, Tiana. The past several months, you have been telling me a little bit about this program that you've been creating, and I've been really excited. And then yesterday, you reached out and said it is complete. And so I was like, oh, let's get on Zoom right away because I have some questions about it. I just finished a 6-month class that you led with Sharon Hudson, and it was wonderful, Cosmic Mastermind. I got a lot out of it. And so I'm like, you have another program that is an extended program where people can dive deep into something. I want to hear about it. So, what is this program for?
Yeah, thanks so much.
Mhm.
This program is called Unlock Your Soul Purpose and Shine Your Light. And it's really meant for light workers who are ready to step into their purpose and are looking for some support, some guidance, and some community around that. Spirit started to push me like right after that eclipse. So we had that big eclipse in April, and you and I actually were together with our healer group, and it was amazing. And the energy was beautiful. And I felt a really big shift right after that. And I got a message from Spirit after that that this is the next stage of my purpose is to help other light workers step into their purpose. And we're in the Aquarian age. A lot of astrologers say that now we've moved into the Aquarian age, which is exciting. And it's about the collective and how I think a lot of us, I know this about you, is the same with me, is a lot of us felt very alone for a long time on our spiritual journey. And we didn't have others around us that we knew would support us or be on the same page or just even accept or understand. And it was hard. And it was hard. And I think that there's different times for that, different journeys and different times. And so now I just really want to help others who are ready to step into that. And we don't have to do it alone anymore. We can work together. And so part of it is to create a small community of other light workers who are kind of going through the same thing together and can provide encouragement and support for each other. And also, just as somebody who's maybe just a little further along, has gone through this process and can lend a helping hand back to them.
Oh, there's so many thoughts going through my head when you said someone who maybe is a little further along in the process. I completely see that in you. You have been facilitating for so many years and you're very community oriented. I've been going to your awesome spiritual awakening group for a long time now, and I think it's been going on 6, 7 years. You teach Reiki and do so many other things, and you're very skilled in your area, very, very skilled. And I know that when I took Cosmic Mastermind, one of the big parts for me was I got to be in community. Because as you mentioned, you and I were very lonely for me for decades. I'm 53 and I'm a psychic medium. And I think I have met, like before I was 51, I maybe met 4 psychics in my entire life. Like I met so few and I felt very, very, very I like to be alone a lot, but I felt very lonely in my earlier years. And so you've created this program where people can come together as a community, support each other, and then also gain so much. And so, what is the format? What's the format look like?
Yeah, it's actually a 12-week spiritual mentorship program.
Ooh.
And so we have weekly 90-minute Zoom meetings in the small group where people can get one-to-one mentorship, answering of their questions with the program that we're going to be working through, as well as connecting with one another. I have 9 modules to help people. I already have like hours and hours of content. So hours and hours of content that
You
people,
have been working on this.
yeah,
I
that
know,
people
I know.
that people can work on their own. And there's lots of things that they'll have that they can download and work through the process and have me available. They can DM me and ask me questions in addition to our weekly gatherings. So it's a mixture of online weekly meetings and online content and modules to work through.
So a lot of support online through text, through exercises, through meditations, whatever it might be, and then figuring out people's soul purpose, how to live that in their daily life, whatever it might be to each individual person, it sounds like.
Yeah.
And What were we gonna
Yeah, we're
say?
all unique souls, right? That's the thing. There's so many ways that someone can fulfill their soul purpose. My perspective isn't that, and maybe you might feel different because maybe you feel like your soul came to be a psychic medium. But for me, as like a hypnotherapist and a Reiki master, I feel like those are tools that I use, but that my soul came to awaken consciousness and share love and light. And there could be many different ways that that could play out, any different tools. And I think sometimes with light workers, that's where they get lost, is kind of like, I don't know what to do. And so the first thing that we do is work on really establishing a strong connection to our own spiritual guidance. And I have a number of tools, kind of shortcuts in a way. There's just little spiritual hacks
Love
that
it.
uh, have created for myself to get quick and easy answers from my own trustworthy higher guidance. I think that's so important first and foremost. It's information is not just coming from my mind, it's not coming from someone else, it's coming from my own higher consciousness. We need that to guide us along this whole journey. And then we also want to do some shadow work and clearing limiting beliefs, all the things that hold us back from trusting and really stepping in to our soul destiny. And then I have some other shortcut, really cool tools that I've created that are sort of an integration of other spiritual systems, but again, in a shortcut way. So we're connecting to spirit, we're looking at what each person has their unique spiritual gifts, and that can help us sort of hone in on what's the way that we want to offer our light worker abilities, or what way we want to focus our path, is to understand who we are uniquely spiritually and share that. And then the last part would be to help people to create a tangible plan moving forward, step by step, actionable. So we want to take both. We have to make it practical. We have to make it doable, because I think that's the other thing that holds a lot of light workers back. And I am speaking from experience of just how do I take all of that and then ground it and make it part of this physical material reality? How do I merge spiritual and physical in a way that's practical? Because I think a lot of times people think, yes, I would love to do spiritual stuff, but that's not practical, or you can't make a living doing that. And so that feels like a pipe dream. And it really isn't. And I just feel, because I've been through that, I'd love to help people not have to hit all the roadblocks that I hit, and or at least make it easier for them, or at least speed up the process for them, so it doesn't have to take as long as it took you and I. So
I think of you, I have this image of you being an elder now, even though we're not old, and I'm great when I am old, but this that you have so much experience and you've come through a lot of challenges, and then also a lot of aha moments, and you get to bring so much of your wisdom, knowledge, experience into this program. And I've had so many clients come to me asking me what their soul purpose is, and then we dive into it a bit, and in our sessions we get a little bit into it, but I've been wanting to escort someone over to someone else who can do this deep dive, go deep and wide into soul purpose. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so excited about this. And also, like you, I think soul purpose doesn't have to be about a job or about making money or something. It happens to be I'm fulfilling some of my soul purpose having to do with my work. But when people ask me, oh, how long have you been a psychic medium? A lot of times I think people are thinking professionally. Well, I've been a psychic medium my entire life. I've been dabbling in my soul purpose ever since I was 3 years old, when I started seeing spirits and started getting information. When I started getting paid is totally different situation. And so you get to help people figure out soul purpose, and some will involve a profession and some won't. And so how do people reach out to you to ask more questions, to sign up? Like, what is the process there?
yeah, I mean, certainly I want it to be the right fit for them
Mm,
and for my group, right? I want to kind of cultivate the souls that are all going to support each other and encourage each other. And so I think the best thing would be to book a discovery call with me, where we can kind of talk more and see, what are you looking for, and does it match what this program is? And so, yeah, I would recommend that people book a discovery call with me, and then we can kind of feel if we're a good fit for each other.
Oh, that sounds good. So people can come with their questions without like that doesn't mean they're signing up, but it just means they want to ask their questions. And honestly, like someone can answer all the great questions, but if I'm not vibing with the person, then I'm a no. Or if someone's answering like, "Oh, those are pretty good questions," but then I also feel so enlightened. Sure, if I feel so enlivened by that person, then I can feel my body is a yes to it. So those discovery calls are really important. At least for me, they are. And as we bring this to a conclusion, is there any last thing that you would like to share about this?
I'm just really excited. So right now, this is the beta program. This is the first kind of launch of it. And so whoever is coming on board right now gets to actually sort of help create or refine the content. Your contribution, you're like a founding member of this program, and your contribution is going to really help to shape what this is. And I do feel, again, there's certain souls that are meant to work with each other. And when I was Spirit called me to write a book in 2020, and I'd been holding myself back. And then when another psychic had told me, "Oh, you have these soul contracts, and because you haven't written your book, these souls are not, you're not fulfilling your contract." And I really feel like that's true for me. Like putting this program out, there's certain souls that I have contracts with that I'm here to help support them in fully stepping into their soul mission.
Mm,
And in the same way, I want to say that to other light workers is that you have soul contracts with other souls that are meant when we don't step in and shine our light because we're afraid of being judged, or we think we're not good enough, or we have imposter syndrome, all of these really common things. We're focused in like, oh my gosh, I'm not enough or whatever. But really, it's, oh, if we think about all of those souls that we can touch and help them shine their light, that's how this whole kind of collective awakening happens, is that we're all
mm,
helping each other along the way, and each light is lighting another light.
I love that. So that beautiful image of when we have our light within ourselves, we help us and we might also help other people and they shine their light and help us. And it's like this spider web around this beautiful, beautiful interconnected web around the world when people are stepping into their soul purpose, whatever they're supposed to do here on earth. And thank you for being part of helping people step into this. Thank you very much.
Aw, thank you too. I so appreciate it.
And thanks for coming on this video and answering my bazillion questions. And yes, thank you. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks.